Good morning.
Okay.
Okay. Good morning, all are presented here. I welcome Ms. Dr. Revati, Department Head of Another College. She has a teaching experience of 15 years and she has published many journals, articles in Scopus and reputed journals. She took over the session of how to write an article today. Hope it will help students for the project reports. Over to Revati ma'am. You can take the session.
First of all, happy morning to one and all present here. So I would like to thank Dr. C.V. Kumar, Head of the Department, Commerce, Dr. M.G.R. University. Thank you. Thank you, Saravanan sir, for the introduction. So good morning all.
Mm.
I share my screen. Yes. Can you able to see my screen, all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So first of all, I would like to tell that I need a full interaction in this session. Whatever you have any doubt, then and there itself you can get clarified. So today just we are going to see about the guidance for research proposal, how to write a research article. So first of all, anyone can you tell me what is a research? Research means what? In your general term you can tell me. No issues. What is a research? No one? So research in the general term, you're going to find new things. You're going to investigate some new things. You're going to find out some new things. That is said to be a research. So here, research is a serious academic activity with a set of objectives to explain or to analyze or to understand a problem or finding solution. So, for example, if you're going to market any product, you're going to market any product, what will be the first step you will do? You're a manufacturer now, you're going to market a product. What is your first step? So once you're going to manufacture any of the product, yeah, once you're going to manufacture any of the product, first you have to analyze what is the marketing strategy you're going to adopt it. How you're going to market your product? What will be the demand for your product? You're going to investigate something to introduce your goods and services. So here in the research, if you're going to analyze anything, first you have to gather all the data. So you're going to find a new solution for the data which you're going to be collected. So research, it is a finding of new thing is said to be a research. Second point, research could be understood as an organized activity with specific objectives on a problem or issue supported by complications of related data and facts, involving application of relevant tools of analysis and deriving logical sound inferences based on the originality. So now we are going to identify the problem. For example, you are going to find out the stress among BPO employees in Chennai city. This is your topic. You are going to identify the problem. Problem in India, the stress of BPO employees in Chennai city. That is your problem. You are going to identify. That will be your topic now. So the main objective of the study is you are going to find out what type of stress the BPO employees is having in particular company. You are giving particular reference to Chennai city. So now what will be the next step? இப்போ நீங்க வந்து டாபிக் ஃப்ரேம் பண்ணிட்டீங்க. Your topic is stress management of BPO employees in Chennai city. That will be your topic. What will be the next step? Objectives. Objectives will be your next step. That is, research is a continuous approach to find out the truth which is hidden and which has not discovered by applying scientific procedure. So therefore, research objectives as its own focus, as its own goal. So here you are going to focus on the topic stress of BPO employees in Chennai city. So நம்மளோட Chennai city you will be having so many BPO employees, BPO companies. Chennai city பார்த்தீங்கன்னா North Chennai, South Chennai, West, East, everything is there. Now we are going to select some of the organization. Now you are going to select some of the organization and you are going to do a research. So you will be taking the employees as your respondent. So for that, that will be your main objective of the research. Next one is quality of the researcher. You're the researcher now. You're going to do a research on the topic. So you should have these qualities. First of all, you need these qualities. So what is the qualities? Truthful and focused. You should be very truthful in your research study and you have to focus on the objective what you're going to do it. Second point is alertness. You should be very alert. So in this circumstance, what is happening? Everything you should have a clear idea about that. So you should be very alert in what you're doing it. Third one is self-confidence. So definitely being a researcher, you should have a self-confidence, boldness, involvement, commitment, everything. And you have to find out the facts. What you're going to find out. So what type of stress the BPO employees is going to have. The fact you're going to find it out. The solution you're going to find it out by applying the statistical tools and techniques. I will tell you in the later how you have to apply the techniques and all. Time conscious. Your research period should be for 5 years or for 3 years. It is according to what you're going to deal with. It can be 3 years, it can be 1 year research, it can be 5-year research. So time conscious is very, very important. Open to ideas. So being a researcher, you will be collecting all the primary data, secondary data, everything. So you have to come out with the ideas and you have to get the suggestions and ideas from others also, from the public, from the website. So you should be open with all the ideas and ability to identify the guide. So being a researcher, you can get a guidance from others also. So you should have a special skills and knowledge according to what you're going to do it. Discuss his views. His in the sense researcher. So once you're going to find out the data, collecting the data, analyzing the data, and you're doing the techniques with the collected data, you can discuss your views. You will be writing the interpretation for that. Updating knowledge, very very important. Being a researcher, day to day information has to be updated. So these are the qualities of the researcher. So each researcher should have these qualities to complete their focus on the research proposal. You have any doubt in this? So this will be the research process. If you are going to write up a research proposal, நீ ஒரு பேப்பர் எழுத போறீங்க. Now you are going to write up a paper. Okay, so these will be the process. These will be the steps from the first step to last step. First, you have to formulate the research problem. That is the research topic. First, you will be formulating the research topic. In the area you are going to do the research, whether it is a marketing, whether it is a HR topic, whether it is a finance topic. So first you have to formulating the research problem. Then review of literature. I'll tell you this and all the steps. Briefly, we can go in depth into this. First one, research problem. Second one is review of literature. Third one is developing the hypothesis. Fourth one is preparing the research design. Next one is sample design. Then how the collection of data is going to be done. How the collected data is going to be analyzed with the techniques and tools, and how the hypothesis testing is to be made, and how with the analyzed data you're going to give your interpretation, and last one is preparation of your report, preparation of your article. So in this first process, problem formulation. First one is problem formulation. So formulating the research problem is the first and foremost step in the research process. The researcher, here you just think you are the researcher. The researcher has to identify the broad area in which he would like to do research. Now you want to do a research in a HR topic. So we can take the topic as stress management. Stress and it is a HR topic. Stress management of BPO employees. This will be your research topic. But the researcher should have the ability to convert the area of interest into research topic and then identify the research problem. First topic frame. So you should have a proper interest on that topic. Then only you can go in depth into the topic and you can find out the solution for that. So it is advisable that the researcher lays hands on all the connected materials from the original articles, evaluation, improvement, development, methodological issues which you are going to use. This would be the researcher an idea about the possible heights he can achieve in his work. So first one is you have to find out the topic. What is the problem? Problem is stress is the problem here. So first you have fixed the topic and you have identified the problem also. Next one is review of literature. Very, very, very important in research proposal. Preparing the research proposal, research review of literature playing an important role here. So this is very crucial stage in research. It is in this stage the researcher makes himself familiar with all the previous studies and their findings relevant to his field of work. He learns the methodology approach developed by past studies in that topic. He questions these conclusions and tries to develop the alternative, possibly better conclusion. So this would also be able to take necessary precaution for proceeding with his future work. The researcher in this stage develop an insight into the research problem. So இப்போ research topic வந்து choose பண்ணியாச்சு. அந்த research topicல யாரெல்லாம் இதுக்கு முன்னாடி நிறைய articles கொடுத்திருக்காங்க, previous studies is said to be the research review of literature. ஸோ இதே மாதிரி ஸ்ட்ரெஸ் மேனேஜ்மெண்ட் ஆஃப் டிபிஓ எம்ப்ளாயிஸ் இதே டாபிக்ல நிறைய பேர் வந்து இதுக்கு முன்னாடி ரிசர்ச் பண்ணியிருப்பாங்க. ஸோ தட் அண்ட் ஆல் ஹவ் டு கலெக்ட் இட். That is said to be review of literature. So this is what I have given here. It is in this stage the researcher make himself. Now you are the researcher. You are going to make yourself familiar with all the previous studies relating to the stress management here. So you'll be collecting the articles. நீங்க கூகுள்ல you can go and collect many articles. அதுல ஒரு ரிசர்ச்சர் என்ன கண்டுபிடிச்சிருக்காங்க, என்ன மாதிரியான டேட்டாஸ் வந்து யூஸ் பண்ணிருக்காங்க, what type of methodology they have used, what is the sample size for the research. So it can be இப்போ ஒரு you are going to do this topic means சென்னை சிட்டில இருக்கிற BPO companies you will be going. Sample size 100 is your sample size. So 100 questionnaires you have to collect it. 100 respondent giving the questionnaires distribute money. You have to collect all the information. So with the collected information only, you can able to do the analysis part by applying statistical tools. You will be you have did your statistics in your second year, right? So like P-square, chi-square test, weighted average method. So statistical tools are used பண்ணி you can find out the solution for the topic which you have chosen. ஸோ ஒரு டாபிக் எடுக்கிறதுக்கு முன்னாடி அந்த டாபிக்கை பத்தி நிறைய அனலைஸ் பண்ணியிருக்கணும், அதை பத்தி நிறைய படிச்சிருக்கணும். ஜேர்னல்ஸ் இருக்கு, ஆர்டிகல்ஸ் இருக்கும், ஸோ வெப்சைட்ஸ்ல போய் பார்க்கலாம். ஸோ யூ ஹாவ் டு டூ என் நம்பர் ஆஃப் ரிவ்யூ ஆஃப் லிட்ரேச்சர். So this is said to be the second process in research process. Next one is developing the hypothesis. Developing the hypothesis. So hypothesis is a statement developed on the basis of suspected relationship among various factors studied. So working with the hypothesis, it is a provisional statement which guides the researcher in limiting the scope of his study. It enables him to avoid collecting irrelevant data and eliminating wastage of time and resources. So ஒரு hypothesis எதுக்கு create பண்றோம்னா testing the relationship among the variables. For example, my questions. For example, my questions வந்து நான் ஒரு questionnaire I'm going to give it to the BPO employees. I'm going to give the questionnaire. The questionnaire என்னெல்லாம் இருக்கணும்? Demographic factor. Demographic factor is nothing but it is the personal information of the respondent to whom you are going to circulate the questionnaire. Name is optional, age, gender, income statement, marital status, qualification, whichever you need. So this and all will come under the demographic factor. And other variables related to that, other variables is said to be management policies of the organization. So management policies of the organization, whether it has the relationship with the gender or not. You are going to test the hypothesis with the relationship among the various factors. So whether the income has the relationship between the management policies of the organization, whether the qualification has an impact with the relationship with the demographic factor. So to test the hypothesis, you will be framing the hypothesis. And this hypothesis helps you to eliminate the wastage of time and resources. தேவையில்லாம irrelevant data எல்லாம் நீங்க collect பண்ண வேண்டாம். So எது you wanted for your study, for your research, that data alone you have to collect it. For that, this hypothesis is very helpful for you to collect the relevant. So here these are the various types of hypothesis. This and all you have did it in your statistics also. Various types of hypothesis. So first one is crude hypothesis. Second one, refined hypothesis. Third one is working hypothesis. Fourth one, statistical hypothesis. Fifth one is null hypothesis, and last one is alternative hypothesis. So first one is crude hypothesis. What is crude hypothesis? So it is formed to initiate the process of research. So when the researcher is commencing his research work, he needs some guidelines on focus. For this purpose, he might develop a hypothesis based on the available evidence or data. So it does not lead to any heavy, that is higher theoretical research in the nature of law. Such hypothesis is called the crude hypothesis. For example, I can tell you one example. In the public sector transport undertaking, operational of uneconomical route is the reason for poor revenue realization. So in this hypothesis, it is believed that operation of uneconomical routes affect revenue collection. But in reality, what it says, it may be operation of routes with poor passenger response, may cause poor revenue for the government. So this type of hypothesis is said to be a crude hypothesis. Next one is a refined hypothesis. This hypothesis, which is more significant in the research, and the degree of significance depends on the level of abstraction. So this type of hypothesis states the existence of empirical uniformities, complex ideal types with the relation of analytical variables. So for example, a hypothesis like a reduction in tax rates reduce the extent of tax evasion. So this type of hypothesis is said to be a refined hypothesis. But while you're writing the paper, research paper, will be taking null hypothesis and alternative hypothesis. The null hypothesis and alternative hypothesis plays an important vital role. So null hypothesis is formulated whether there is a relationship between the various variables related to a problem. அதாவது ஒரு ஹைபோதசிஸ் கிரியேட் பண்ணும்போது இன்கமுக்கும் மேனேஜ்மெண்ட் பாலிசிஸ்க்கும் ஏதாவது ரிலேஷன்ஷிப் இருக்கா இல்லையா அதுதான் நம்ம டெஸ்ட் பண்ண போறோம் ஹைபோதசிஸ் கிரியேட் பண்ணி. So this null hypothesis will tells you the relationship between the variables related to a problem or not. Null hypothesis is formed as negative statement. இப்போ வந்து for example, there is no relationship between the qualification and the management policy of the organization. So negative you are giving the statement. So negative statement no. இப்போ நம்ம டெஸ்ட் பண்ணதுக்கு அப்புறமா அந்த ஹைபோதசிஸ் வச்சு டெஸ்ட் பண்ணதுக்கு அப்புறமா the negative statement is going to be a positive statement. No, there is a relationship between the qualification and the management policy of the organization. Now, the null hypothesis will be rejected and the alternate hypothesis will be accepted. So, null hypothesis, what you have created is there is no relationship, but it has been rejected. There is a relationship. So, now the alternative hypothesis has been accepted. So in research paper, we'll be doing only null hypothesis and alternative hypothesis. We don't have this refined working hypothesis, statistical and all. We'll be giving more importance to null hypothesis and alternative hypothesis. So this is the research design. Very, very important process in the research. The selection of sample is very, very important in your field of research task. Among the different techniques of sampling, the appropriate technique should be selected and you have to give your justification for that. If the choice of the size and techniques of sampling were wrong, then your whole study would go with you will not find out a new solution for that. It will go in a wrong solution only. So this is the research design. Another research design la what you will be doing means, now you have selected your topic, you have framed your objective. Your objective is what? To study the causes of stress management. எதனால stress management வருது அந்த PPO employees. That is one of the objective. Second objectives, அந்த causes வருதுனால what and all the consequences. To identify the consequences of stress management. That will be your second objective. So on the consequences வந்ததுக்கு அப்புறம் what will be the impact of the employees. So causes வந்ததுக்கு அப்புறம் consequences வந்ததுக்கு அப்புறம் what will be the impact, that is to identify to study the impact of stress management. So this is your objective, this is your main objective. For this main objective, your respondent will be the BPO employees in Chennai city. Now you are going to frame your research design. அதாவது நீங்க எப்படி வந்து செலக்ட் பண்ண போறீங்க. ரெஸ்பாண்டன்ட் நிறைய பேர் இருப்பாங்க. ஒரு பிபிஓ கம்பெனில பாத்தீங்கன்னா நிறைய ரெஸ்பாண்டன்ட்ஸ் இருப்பாங்க. எப்படி அவங்கள நீங்க செலக்ட் பண்ண போறீங்க, என்ன டெக்னிக் யூஸ் பண்ண போறீங்க, what method you are going to adopt it, everything will be coming under the research design. So research designல sampling வந்து எல்லா பிபிஓ companies you cannot do. You have in Chennai city around 500 BPO companies, means you cannot go to 500 BPO companies. You have to select top 10 BPO companies. அதை narrow down பண்ணணும். உங்களோட டாபிக்கை you have to narrow down it. So you are going to select some 10 companies. அந்த 10 companiesல what will be the sample size? உங்களோட ஸ்டடி, உங்களோட ரிசர்ச் எவ்வளவு ரெஸ்பாண்டன்ட் கலெக்ட் பண்ண போறீங்க. ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் you are going to collect 100 respondent. So ஒரு கம்பெனில 10 companies you are going to select it. BPO companies you are going to select 10 companies. In the 10 companies you are going to randomly select 10 employees. 10 employees you are going to select, and you are going to distribute the questionnaire to 10 employees in each of the companies. So once you are giving the questionnaire to them, once they have filled, you will be getting back the filled up questionnaire. That is said to be the data collection. Questionnaire is said to be the data collection, what you are going to with which you are going to analyze the data. So what type of technique you are going to analyze? இப்போ sample size 100 அப்படின்றத ஃபிக்ஸ் பண்ணியாச்சு. அடுத்தது அது எப்படி அனலைஸ் பண்ண போறோம், என்ன ஸ்டாட்டிஸ்டிக்கல் டூல்ஸ்ல அனலைஸ் பண்ண போறோம். யூ ஹேவ் n நம்பர் ஆஃப் ஸ்டாட்டிஸ்டிக்கல் டூல்ஸ், சி டெஸ்ட், chi square, weighted average method, ANOVA. So you have many statistical tools to be analyzed. So this is the features of good research design. ஒரு research design இருந்ததுன்னா it should be like this. A good research design should possess the following features. It should be very flexible. நீங்க என்ன மாதிரியான research design வந்து you are going to frame, it should be very flexible. அந்தந்த changes, it should not be stagnant, it should not be vague, it should be very flexible. எந்த changes எங்க இருந்தாலும் அதுக்கு ஏத்த மாதிரி அடாப்ட் பண்ற மாதிரி you have to frame the research design. And it should facilitate collection and analysis of maximum information. So what type of research design you are going to frame, you have to get maximum number of data. எவ்வளவு உங்களால டேட்டாஸ் வந்து உங்க டாபிக் ரிலேட்டடா கலெக்ட் பண்ண முடியுமோ, you have to collect all the maximum number of informations. Then only you can able to analyze with the collected data. Then the design should be closely linked with the objective of the study. So your objective, I told you, causes, consequences, coping and impact of stress management. And the உங்களோட objective உங்களோட design it should have a close relationship. So இது ஒரு மாதிரி அது ஒரு மாதிரி இருக்க கூடாது. They should have a relationship between the objective of the study and the research design. So here sampling. Sampling is the method which has been used in the research process. Suppose a researcher has to collect data. For example, here regarding consumption behavior of people in Chennai city. It is obvious that he cannot take data from every person living in Chennai city. So for example, வந்து நம்ம சென்னை சிட்டில இருக்கிற கன்சம்ஷன் பிஹேவியர், ஒரு பீப்புளோட கன்சம்ஷன் பிஹேவியர் எப்படி இருக்கு அப்படின்றத கலெக்ட் பண்ண போறாங்க. நீ எல்லா பர்சன் கிட்டயும் யூ கேனாட் கோ அண்ட் கலெக்ட் ஆல் தி டேட்டா. சென்னையில எவ்வளவு இருப்பாங்க, எவ்வளவு பீப்புள்ஸும் இருப்பாங்க. எவ்ரி ஒன் யூ கேனாட் கோ அண்ட் கெட் டேட்டா. Here, first the researcher divides the city into different areas. They collect information from about 10% of people living in area. That is North Chennai, South Chennai, East Chennai, West Chennai. They have to divide it because that 10 percentage will represent that area. The 10 percentage கிட்டேந்து வாங்குற information வந்து அந்த ஏரியாவை represent பண்ணும். You have to take it like that. So if the sample process they correctly follow, the conclusion based on sample would be applicable to the entire Chennai city. So 10 percentage from the North Chennai, 10 percentage from the South Chennai. Like that you have to collect it. It will represent the whole Chennai city. So this is said to be the sampling method. So I already told you. So we have taken an example BPO companies. அந்த BPO companies வந்து ஒரு 400 500 companies இருக்கும். எல்லா கம்பெனிஸ்க்கும் நம்மளால போக முடியாது. ஸோ அதனால டாப் 10 கம்பெனிஸ் எடுத்துக்கிறோம். இல்லைன்னா நார்த்லேருந்து ஒரு 5 கம்பெனிஸ், சவுத்லேருந்து ஒரு 5 கம்பெனிஸ், அந்த மாதிரி ஒரு ஏரியாலேருந்து எடுத்துக்கும் போது இட் வில் ரெப்ரசன்ட் தட் 5 கம்பெனி, தட் 20 கம்பெனிஸ் ஃப்ரம் ஈச் 5 area we have taken, so that each will represent the Chennai city of BPO company. So this is how you have to get the samples. This is how you have to select the respondent. So once this and all, you have fixed collection of data. So data means what? Without data, you cannot do anything. Research. Coming to the research side, you have to collect n number of data related to your research study. உன்னோட research study என்னவோ அதுக்கு ஏத்த மாதிரி data you have to collect it. Irrelevant information don't collect it. Your study, you're going to do this topic, related to that topic you collect many number of data. Past, present, you're going to analyzing the past and present, and you're going to give your findings for that. So data refers to information and facts. Researcher understand by data only, that is the numerical figures. Data will be a numerical figure. Data could be classified into primary data and secondary data. Can anyone tell me what is primary data and secondary data? Primary data and secondary data. Primary data is known as the data collected for a first time through field survey. So the first time you are going and collecting that data. If you questionnaire கொடுத்து you are going to collect the data, means that data is said to be the primary data. So such data are collected with specific set of objectives. So you have framed the objective, 3 objectives, and the 3 objectives relevant on a questions எல்லாம் you have to frame in your questionnaire. Variables, அதில் தான் நிறைய வேரியபிள்ஸ் எல்லாம் போட்டு கண்டுபிடிப்பீங்க. மேனேஜ்மெண்ட் பாலிசிஸ், ஷிஃப்ட் ரிலேட்டட், தென் பர்சனல் இஷ்யூஸ். ஸோ எல்லாம் தனித்தனி வேரியபிள்ஸாக போட்டு you will be distributing the questionnaire to the respondent. So such of data with a specific objective to access the current status of any variable studied. So primary data always reveals the cross-section picture of anything studied. So this is said to be, so for the first information you will be collecting the data is said to be the primary data. Secondary data. Secondary data means what? Secondary data. Primary data now, for the first time you will be collecting the data. Secondary data means existing data. That secondary data refers to information already collected. You are visiting the website, you are seeing the past reviews, articles, journals, newspapers. Idella secondary data which you are going to use it for your research purpose. So secondary data refers to information or facts already collected. Such data are collected with the objective of understanding the present status of any variable. So this is the difference between the primary data and secondary data. And some of the source of information related to the primary data or questionnaire. Questionnaire is the primary data. Interview. Whatever interview, face-to-face interview you are going to take, that is to be a primary data. Observation, you are going to observe. You are going to observe any circumstance, any situation, that is said to be a primary data. Feedback form, you are going to give some lecture and you are going to give a questionnaire. You are going to get a feedback form from the public. That is said to be a primary data. So this will come under the primary data. And secondary data, journals, periodical journals, newspapers, review of literatures, past datas, articles. So this type of data is said to be the secondary data. You have any doubt till this? Nobody is answering. No interaction. So first we have seen the formulating research problem. Then what is the review of literature and how to develop the hypothesis and how to prepare the research design for your study and how to determine the sample design for your study and how you are going to collect the data now. So these are the 6 steps we have seen today. Next will be analyze of data, how the collected data is going to be analyzed and how the hypothesis framed is going to be tested and how you are going to give your interpretation and how you are going to give your suggestions and conclusion for preparation of your research paper. Yes, till this you have any doubt, you can just get clarified. You're doing a project, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, you are doing your project. What you are doing it in your project? I need interaction. So how to write this article regarding that only I am talking with you all. Have you framed the topic? Any of you?
Yes, ma'am.
What is your topic? Can you just tell me your topic?
Okay, ma'am. My topic is e-commerce, ma'am.
Your topic is e-commerce. E-commerce, you have to frame a topic. E-commerce is coming under which field? Whether it is a marketing or HR topic or finance topic?
Marketing, ma'am.
Marketing topic, right? So in e-commerce, you have to frame a topic. You have taken down a field of topic that is e-commerce. And e-commerce, you have to narrow down your topic. But for example, I told you stress management. Stress management is ஒரு HR topic. HR stress, performance appraisal, motivation, இதெல்லாம் ஒரு topic. Either you have to narrow down it. So I have narrowed down my topic as stress management of BPO employees. So you have to frame the topic like that and you have to give the brief introduction about e-commerce.
Okay, ma'am.
Then after giving the brief introduction of 10 lines of e-commerce, then you have to give your review of literature. In the e-commerce specific topic, review of literatures. When you Google it, you can refer the journals, whatever it may be, you will be getting many நிறைய researchers அதில் study பண்ணியிருப்பாங்க. You have to study that. So அவங்க என்ன researchல கண்டுபிடிச்சிருக்காங்க. So future research என்ன கண்டுபிடிக்கணும்னு சொல்லியிருக்காங்க. Scope of the research. So everything, future studies. So எல்லாத்தையுமே you have to read it and you have to give the review of literature in your research paper. So review of literature முடிஞ்சதுக்கு you have to prepare the research design. இந்த மாதிரியான samples யூஸ் பண்ண போறேன். எவ்வளவு பேர் e-commerce marketing. So என்ன field, what type of, any specifically you have to take it.
Okay, sure, ma'am.
So marketing போது இப்போ consumers வச்சு consumer behavior on online shopping like that if you are going to take means So your respondent will be the consumer. So நீ யார வேணாலும் you can go and give the distribute the questionnaire and you can collect the data. இப்போ ஸ்பெசிஃபிக்கா ஒரு டாபிக், அதாவது ஸ்ட்ரெஸ்னா பிபிஓ எம்ப்ளாயிஸ்னா அந்த பிபிஓ எம்ப்ளாயிஸ் கிட்டே இருந்து மட்டும் தான் நீ வந்து questionnaires கலெக்ட் பண்ண முடியும். So you
Yes,
have to
ma'am.
prepare the research design. So what type of sample you are going to get. So only you are going to take one Chennai city or Tamil Nadu, like that you have to select all these research design and what type of methodology you are going to use. So questionnaires you are going to collect, everything should be in your research design and sample design. Then you will be framing the questionnaire. Primary method la da will be getting data, collect data. அதாவது இன்ட்ரோடக்ஷன்லாம் எழுதும்போது, review of literature எழுதும்போது you will be taking the secondary data also. For primary data collection you will be using the questionnaire method. You will be distributing the questionnaires to the marketing எடுத்துக்கிறதுனால பப்ளிக்ஸ் எல்லாருக்குமே நீ கொடுக்கலாம். So கொடுத்து you have to get the filled up questionnaire. அந்த questionnaire வச்சு you are going to analyze the data. அதுக்கு you can use percentage analysis. நீங்களாவே போடலாம் percentage analysis, weighted average. இந்த மெத்தட்ஸ் எல்லாம் யூஸ் பண்ணி அந்த டேட்டாவை வச்சு you can find out the interpretation. So எவ்வளோ பேர் ஆன்லைன் ஷாப்பிங் பண்றாங்க, ஆன்லைன் ஷாப்பிங் பண்றதுனால அவங்களோட டைம் வேஸ்ட் ஆகுதா இல்லையா, லைக் தட் யூ ஹாவ் டு give your interpretation. So எந்த income people வந்து நிறைய ஆன்லைன் ஷாப்பிங் பண்றாங்க, so எந்த ஏஜ் people வந்து நிறைய ஆன்லைன் ஷாப்பிங் பண்றாங்க. So everything you can get the data
Gather.
and yeah, you can gather the data and you can able to analyze with statistical tools. நீங்க statistics படிச்சிருப்பீங்க செகண்ட் இயர்ல, அந்த statistical tools வச்சு you can analyze all the data. So அந்த data analyze பண்ணதுக்கு அப்புறமா you have to on the you will be getting the answer for that. So you have to give your interpretation for that. For example, 25 to 30 years of 25 to 30 years of age group of people or more purchasing on online. So like that you have to give your interpretation. So you have to
Okay,
analyze
ma'am.
the data and you have to give your interpretation. And you have to give the suggestions also. Whatever suggestions you want to give, you can give your suggestion. So tomorrow I'll be continuing from the analyzing of data and I'll be sharing one paper also tomorrow, how the paper, the research article paper should be. So like that you can prepare your research article paper.
Okay, ma'am.
So meanwhile in this you have any doubt, tomorrow I'll be continuing with this session. Meanwhile you have any doubt in how to write your research article or any of those slides which I have taken today, you can get clarified.
Students ask ma'am any if you have any doubt.
And you just come out with your topics also tomorrow. So you have a number of topics, you are doing your project, right? You just come out with your topic, I'll help for that also. It's not that much tough to do the research paper. It's very easy when you understand and your interest is very, very important in that. Involvement and commitment is very, very important. Then easily you can write up a paper. Shall we wind up now? If you don't have any doubts, shall we wind up?
ஓகே ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் நாளைக்கு வரும்போது உங்க டாபிக் என்ன, நீங்க என்ன பண்ண போறீங்க, ஃப்ரேம் ஒர்க் என்ன, எதில் பண்ண போறீங்க எல்லாமே கொஞ்சம் நாளைக்கு எடுத்துக்குவாங்க. ஒரு ஐடியா கிளியர் பண்ணிக்கோங்க. உங்க டீம் கூட டிஸ்கஸ் பண்ணுங்க. உங்க டீம் இருக்கீங்களா, ப்ராஜெக்ட் கொடுத்துருப்பாங்க, அவங்க டிஸ்கஸ் பண்ணுங்க. டிஸ்கஸ் பண்ணி எது டவுட் இருந்தாலும் நாளைக்கு எடுத்துக்குவாங்க. நாளைக்கு மேம் என்ன கொஞ்சம் டீட்டெயில் தான் சொல்லிட்டு உங்க டிஸ்கஷன் தான் நாளைக்கு பண்ணுவாங்க மேக்ஸிமம். தயவுசா எடுத்துக்குவாங்க. நீங்க ஏதாவது பண்ண போறீங்கன்னா சரியா?
ஓகே சார்.
ஓகே சார்.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. We'll continue session from tomorrow.
Thank you all.
First, you can leave.
இதுக்கு போய் நல்லா கேட்கறதுலாம் வாங்கி தரேன்.
ஐயா இப்ப நான் என்ன பண்ணணும்?